YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here in Total War Warhammer. This replay was sent to me, but you can see there Dr. Pult. He's going to be playing Leos or Black or something. Yeah, I didn't quite catch all that. Anyway, this is going to be a Greenskins versus Empire matchup, and it's actually a pretty fun battle. I've watched it previously, and I enjoyed a few things in it quite a lot. So there's some Black Orcs hidden out here. You got some Orc Biggins in the center. More Black Orcs supporting them. There's an Azag the Slaughterer. He's just on foot. Probably not a bad choice versus the Empire in case they bring Deathclaw. And here we've got an Arachnarok Spider, and there are some more Orcs hidden across the map. You got two Boar Biggins here. A Goblin Wolf Rider right in the center. I like that. Two more Boar Biggins. You can see there's two Reiksguard back here for the Empire. One more here, so three Reiksguard in total. I would say the cavalry advantage sits handily with the Greenskins if they're able to use it right. And then there's great swords with one handgunner, two crossbows. There's an Empire Captain and a Light Wizard. There's the Empire Captain. And quite a few great swords. So very tanky infantry. And the cavalry for the Empire is going to be very good anti-infantry cavalry. And the Orc cavalry will be a little more multi-purpose. They will be very good versus other cav, like Reiksguard in this case. Maybe not so much demigriffs with halberds or demigriffs, but these Reiksguard will struggle with a Boar Boy Biggin because they do not have a bonus versus large. And the Boar Boy Biggins still have a lot of mass, which means that they can be quite good versus infantry. So going to be a little bit more multifunctional for the Greenskins, in my opinion. So I'm going to fast forward for a minute because both players deploy back. Both have some units deployed far to their flanks, and there's going to be a little maneuvering. The top of this hill becomes a point which both players want to make towards. And over here, I don't know exactly when they came into sight, but these handgunners start to move in. And these Goblin Wolf Riders, which are a very, very fast-moving unit, they get shot here because they're taking fire, and they're going to move in on the handgunners and start to try and run them down. The handgunners are supported by spears who are moving that direction. Let's see if the Wolf Riders can meet their intended target before the spears get there. It looks like it will not, but the Wolf Riders are going to come in anyway. Very fast, very bloody charge there, a lot of fun. Over here, the Boar Biggins start to move in, and they do not see these Reiksguard that are hidden in the forest, so a very sweet engagement about to take place here. The Reiksguard come out, and I was like, well, they're not going to do that good anyway. Check this out. Light Wizard is going to cast a net of Emmentalk. Very nicely done by Empire, and here comes the Reiksguard pinning the Boar Biggins. This unit's going to swing around and try and get a complete encirclement, with spears coming to complete the encirclement. So again, very, very well done by the Empire player here. Very crafty use of the net of Emmentalk. Black Orcs are being sent to reinforce because the spears are out here in the Reiksguard, but the handgunners are going to support by shooting these Black Orcs in the rear and in the flank. None of the other engagements have started just yet. But yeah, out here, this fight was very, very well done by the Empire player. So this is going to take two Boar Boy Biggins down severely and leave the Reiksguard in decent enough health to continue to kill infantry. There is a great sword unit being sent down by the Empire, and then there's going to be a unit of Orc Biggins sent to support. So this engagement kind of becomes the focus of both players, and neither one wants to lose it. The handgunners are putting in some very nice armor-piercing fire. It's not going to be super damaging, but it is going to be effective. And then the Orc Biggins are going to start eating some of that now as well. We got another spell being lit up here. This is going to be a Fate of Buna on the great swords, and then they're going to get sandwiched by Biggins. So the Empire does get a good engagement. Their cavalry is able to disengage, but now their infantry gets hit by a Fate of Buna, so another great sword infantry being sit in. So 2 or 3 times here we see these players engaging piecemeal. Let's look at the main battle line. Engagement starting over here. We have a Boar Biggin coming in with their spears here to protect the great swords and the skirmisher units. So this Boar Biggin, if it's not pulled out, is going to die in this combat. Not going to get a whole lot of kills there. And in terms of a mainline engagement, once again, net of Emmentalk pinning down the Arachnarok Spider and a bunch of Black Orcs here, holding them in place. But we did get a Spirit Leech, it looks like, right here. Yep. An upgraded Spirit Leech with extended cast range, and it's going to do a lot of damage to the Empire Captain, which could come in handy later. This engagement, the Reiksguard have come back from the woods, and they're going to hit these Black Orcs. What should have been a very good charge, for some reason was not. So I don't know if maybe a misclicked charge there, but the Empire is definitely starting to wrap this up. The big uns get chased out, and now the great swords are able to sandwich here. Let's check out this engagement over here, and let's see where the spider's at. Pretty sure... Where? Okay, here's the spider. Right now the spider is under missile fire from the crossbows back in the background. But basically this Empire army was in flanks, and it started off as a very good engagement. But now there's a lot of units being bogged down, and Azag the Slaughterer has used another Fate of Buna, which has ruined one of the Reiksguard unit. He did get hit by a Reiksguard, which will be fairly damaging, but he's supported by a Black Orcs, and he should be fine. There's about to be an engagement on the top of this forested hill here. I'm going to push the spacebar so you can see through the foliage. And the Arachnarok Spider is going to support against all these infantry, which would be fine were it not for the crossbows in the background, who are going to be able to fire at will and do extreme damage to the Arachnarok Spider very quickly. So you definitely don't want your Arachnarok Spider taking a bunch of missile fire. So it would do very well in that engagement, but it's going to struggle. And over here, the fight is just Pyrrhic for both sides. More and more units from both sides coming in. We've got another Spirit Leech on the Empire Captain, attempting to take him out of the combat and swing the battle in the favor of the Orcs. So Azag making his presence known with the Lore of Death that he wields. But there's been a couple of... That crafty little net of Amontok attack here was absolutely fantastic at the beginning by the Empire player. But this Light Wizard hanging quite a ways back from the battle, obviously not wanting to be killed. Over here, though, the Spider is forced away. And this flank's going to go pretty well for the Empire forces, who also have a Witch Hunter in the vicinity. He is busy firing at the Spider. So with the Witch Hunter around, it's going to be very dangerous for Azag in the late game. We'll see how that goes. So another net of Amontok used here, just kind of holding the Orc units in place. The Great Swords are going to be able to chop away at them while they're pinned. So I don't know if that'll end up working out good or not, because that Great Sword was going to lose anyway. So probably a waste of magic there by the Empire player. Here comes Azag the Slaughterer, helping to clean up some Greatsword infantry. He's got his abilities engaged there, and he's going to be in all-out beast mode. Some Reiksguards still alive here. This Reiksguard's still alive too. Some Boar Boy Biggins came back from routing here and here. The Arachnarok Spider will come back from routing as well. And these crossbows, which ironically had killed the Arachnarok earlier, will now probably be attacked in the backbite if they're not paying attention. So definitely still a tight battle. The power bar shows it relatively even, though a lot of the infantry for the Empire player is gone. Does still have a wizard, does still have a witch hunter. Azag right now is in severe danger because the witch hunter is approaching. I don't know if he knows the witch hunter is approaching, but the witch hunter gets an accusation. So apparently the witch hunter is going to accuse Azag of being an orc. Of which I'm sure he's saying I am guilty. So some damage being done to Azag here. It's not going to kill him, but it will do some work. The Witch Hunter, however, is dangerously close to combat here and takes a Spirit Leech himself. So Azag returning the fire there. And the Spirit Leech pretty damaging on this Witch Hunter, who's now going to get potentially caught by Black Orcs. He's fleeing, but he is caught, so the Witch Hunter is going to be in bad shape. Let's see what else is going on. Over here, some regrouped Boar Biggins were able to defeat some of these crossbows. There's Spearmen incoming, and there's more crossbows trying to fight this off. But the crossbows turn around now, realizing that that big, nasty, creepy crawly that they had killed earlier is back, and back with a vengeance. And it is going to spread their guts all over the battlefield. No doubt going to feed on them later. Easy meal. So yeah, those crossbows got absolutely wrecked by the Spider, and so now they are routing at the hands of the Spider, so fate reverses itself there. So the main reason why this power bar isn't in favor of the Orcs, in my opinion, is because of the Light Wizard being alive here. Now the question is whether or not there's any magic left for the Light Wizard. Probably not a lot. Wog being used here by Azag, not really the most timely use of that because there's no enemies around. But in any case, you've got a very, very close battle left. It's going to depend on whether or not the Empire can take out Azag. And without that Witch Hunter, it's going to get considerably more difficult. But if the Light Wizard were to get a Shim's Burning Gaze off, it'd be useful. But, I mean, Shim's Burning Gaze will have a hard time in the forest. and especially across uneven terrain. No guarantee that it'll work. A Reiksguard being sent after Azag, and this is a very nice move. They're going to charge all over him, knock him over, turn around and be coming back, and it's going to make it very difficult for Azag to get any hits in here because he is on foot. He's getting rolled up and down this hill by the cavalry. See him trying to get up and just being charged over and over again by the cavalry. So Azag is in rough shape, and he's going to need some support. And fortunately, though, for Azag, he's got a rather large 8-legged friend who's creeping over the hill there through the foliage. So he's going to come save Azag. So the regrouped Arachnarok Spider are going to play a key role here in getting this Reiksguard off of the Greenskin commander. And the Reiksguard is broken once again. So if the Light Wizard is caught and killed, it is going to be game over for the Empire at this point. You can see the Light Wizard running through these woods to get away from the Orc Biggins, who are now under fire from the once again regrouped crossbows here. And there's more spears and regrouped crossbows there as well. So if the Light Wizard, like I said, if it can get away long enough, it'll be in good shape. However, the Orcs have a nasty little unit of their own coming out of the woods, which is these regrouped Boar Boys. And on top of that, the Light Wizard is not able to get away from the Orc Biggins. I guess his shorter legs did not serve him well, and he's going to be caught and killed easily here in melee combat by the Orc Biggins. And then these Orc Boar Boys are going to play a little game of bowling with the crossbows. So this bodes very poorly for the Empire at this point. The Light Wizard, though, is fighting back. But like I said, he's not a melee unit, but he's holding out a little bit. Here comes some spears to try and help out against the against the Orc Biggins. But here comes Mr. Spider. Shelob, I guess, probably Mrs. Spider. And she's going to eat yet more Empire souls. Her gut, no doubt, filled with humies. Anyway, so yeah, at this point, definitely looking bad. So the Light Wizard routes. Definitely a few units here and there. There was some Reiksguard out here that were finishing off a Black Orc that got broken, but it's going to be too little too late. As the Spider chases down the Light Wizard, so the hope of the Empire fails. There are some crossbows attempting a last-ditch effort to kill the Spider, and they are quite close, but it is just going to be too little too late, and with the Boar Boys around, it's going to be game over. So the Light Wizard gets completely tossed, and then is going to get munched by the Arachnarok Spider. So very bad situation for the Light Wizard, and it's at this point that the game is definitely over for the Empire. So nice Pyrrhic victory there, fun battle. Really liked that net of Emmentalk there by Leozer Black or whatever his name is. That was really sweet at the beginning. Gave his Reiksguard an advantage in a fight where they would otherwise definitely lose. So really liked that. Nice comeback by the Orcs though. Kind of liked how there was some focus there on getting rid of the Empire Captain. The Fate of Biuna on the Reiksguard and the Greatsword was very timely because it made those engagements take longer, and it kind of gave the Orcs a bit of a strategic advantage where they needed it, because otherwise those units were running amok. So again, very nice battle here. I enjoyed this one. Appreciate Dr. Pult sending it in, and I will see you all on the battlefield soon.